Are you ready, everyone? This is Acid Roots. It's time for some more Lil Wayne. Now, really, I figured since in light of him getting ready to drop the Free Wheezy album, which is coming out Independence Day, I figured why not tear into some more Lil Wayne that's just been kind of on the horizon. So the reason why I like Mixtape Wayne is because he just kind of eviscerates things a little bit better. Like he's kind of a saber tooth. He really does some of these things, and you just get, in the construction of a song. If the song is about um, a girl and you're getting married in a week, it doesn't fit the theme. It just doesn't fit the theme to put as much wordplay as possible into it. And so a lot of these songs, Lil Wayne is just proving how good of a rapper he actually is. And so in 2009, he was about at like the apex of where he was supposed to. I think that's the correct, the eye of the storm, the heart of the storm, that type thing. I think the apex is right. He was at the apex of his popularity. He rode through 2008 with Dedication 3 and the Carter 3, and then it turned into, on top of that, he found Drake, he found Nicki. The hype was at an all-time high for the Carter 4. He was going to prison. Um, it was just a real strange time for Lil Wayne around this time. And, obviously, Drake just came out of nowhere at that time, and he really overshadowed even Lil Wayne that year. And so Lil Wayne didn't have to do as much. And it was kind of like B.I.G. in 96. He kind of pushed Lil Kim's hardcore more than actually his own music. And I think that that's just kind of what happened. Lil Wayne just kind of calmed down, but he did drop No Ceilings at the end of the year. And so, basically what this record is just Lil Wayne really kind of not only commercial, but also mixtape ready, and also a little bit more presentable. So you just get new sides to Wayne. He tries a couple of things that I don't really like, and one of them is just trying to keep up with the trends. Kind of that Soulja Boy sound that, just where the production's just kind of a little bit stark and, just lighter, less emphasis on the actual instrumental, this kind of minimalist type production. Well, that really kind of was at a high in 2008 and early 2009. And there's two or three songs on here that have that style of production. And there's also more songs for women as well. He borrows a couple songs, and some of these songs work, some of them don't. The main reason why they don't is just because it's difficult to be a lyricist and work with women. I think probably all you'd have to do is just listen to a B.I.G. record, and that's how you do it. And I think virtually that's it. But Lil Wayne kind of wanted to be lyrical, and it doesn't match that well. I mean, he keeps it interesting for the guys while, serenading the ladies, and so you get kind of a little bit of in between. But you can smoke to this record. There's not really that many beats that stand out this time, but there's also not terribly many bad ones. It's a little bit denser. There's 18 songs, and like I said, the lyric quality is there. He's got quotables, and the problem with it is that the production, there just isn't, like, the only one that I can think of that really knocks out everything is Break Up. That one and Oh Let's Do It are basically the only two ones that have, just top-notch instrumentals, but there are some good songs. You can smoke to this, watch my shoes, throw it in the bag, Wayne on me, run this town, sweet dreams, DOA, wasted. These are some good songs to smoke to, and but it's not as gritty. It's just not as mixtape approved as before. It really felt like this was attempting to be like a mixtape album more than an actual mixtape. And so that's the only disappointing thing, is just you look at it and the smoking songs are gone. You're just listening to Lil Wayne cover every trending song in 2009. Whether or not it was a good song or not, that's the only thing. Is just, yeah, he did cover a lot of songs from 2009, but were they worthwhile? That's the question you gotta ask. I don't know, 2009 was a weird year. People who were on top, it was just, things shifted that year. Lil Wayne didn't drop an album, just all sorts of shit. But, so the production, this is kind of the thing. I really wasn't blown away by a lot of these songs. Songs like Swag Surf and Ice Cream and Watch My Shoes kind of tackle, like, there were just a bunch of people 2007 to 2009 that were kind of doing like the internet music type thing, and it just, it wasn't a good fit for Lil Wayne. It's cool that he was hip to it, but it wasn't his style. I can't believe he's never been on a song with 3-6 Mafia. That would have been like a perfect thing for him to do, is pick one of their beats from last year. There were so many, it was just a wasted opportunity. He, there's couple Jay-Z songs, and really, I mean, Jay-Z and Lil Wayne are in two different places, mainly because Jay-Z's more of like someone who wants to he wants like money. That's his primary focus, is money, where Wayne is more focused on music. So, it just that didn't work that well. And some of the other trends, on here just weren't necessarily that good. So, I mean, I'm gonna give it a decent score, but just, the problem is that there just really weren't that many beats that just blew me away. Watch My Shoes, Wasted were okay, even though I said Watch My Shoes wasn't. DOA was a good beat, even though it didn't really fit him. I Got No Ceilings, that beat didn't really fit him at all. I know that was a Black Eyed Peas song, and Lil Wayne is nowhere, he's nowhere within the vicinity of Black Eyed Peas. So, there were a couple of other songs, Poker Face and I Got No Ceilings. No Ceilings, I mean, I'm Good. Some of these just banned from TV, they just really didn't work that well. So yeah, I can't necessarily say, but the reason why I like them is just because they're decent songs to begin with. So I'll talk about the unheard songs. I did like about 11 songs out of 18. So I liked Ice Cream, I liked DOA, I liked Wasted, Watch My Shoes, Break Up, Throw It in the Bag, That's All I Have, Wayne on Me, Run This Town, Oh Let's Do It, and Sweet Dreams. Now, Sweet Dreams, that one's really good. Oh Let's Do It works. Run This Town is really good. And Wasted that one's kind of the darkest beat on here. DOA kind of has a rock sounding beat. Breakup is the best beat on this whole project. Weighing on Me is kind of a softer song, and it's fitting, kind of spruces things up. And Throw It in the Bag is another one that just seems to be a little bit more lavish. And Wash My Shoes kind of work. So, I mean, just the thing is these beats do not punch out, but they're good. It's just difficult to describe. They're just more pedestrian. And it's not any particular genre. He's not really trying to pick the coolest beats on the block. It just happens to be these are trending songs. These are ones that I think would make a good song and people probably want to hear me on. I'm going to pick them. So there's no, like, you think of anything from 2008, 2007, or 2009. There's nothing like that. It just is the charting songs and a couple other ones. Because, I mean, production just kind of shifted. The beats weren't necessarily about being good. And so Lil Wayne just kind of went with the times. And so I think Sweet Dreams, Oh Let's Do It, Break Up, Wasted are some good beats. But, I'm going to give them a B plus as far as good, but they're not bad songs. So obviously I like them, but they're just not like dead ringers. This is getting to be a long review. It is difficult to describe. I can't describe it, but you'll notice. And so, I recommend this mixtape. It's definitely something worth checking out for Lil Wayne. It was at a good time for him, and I feel like this is something that shows that he never really lost it to begin with. And it's just another one. Once again, it's not outstanding. These mixtapes prove that he can do it, but he just doesn't know how to pick the correct songs. It just feels like these are wasted opportunities because it's more about the fact of, well, he's on a song I heard on the radio more than an actual song that I mean, considering how much Lil Wayne says he works on music, this is disappointing that he couldn't find better songs to choose. So, there are new styles. It just is different. It's a whole difference between Dedication 3 and this record. It's obvious, just some of the stuff that he picked, last year, or 2008 last year, he was more kind of picking Ti records and Soulja Boy type stuff and just trendy stuff. But this time he's actually diversifying and picking Beyonce and some Jay-Z and just things like that. So this is a little bit more sequenced, I guess. So I recommend this, but I'm going to give it because I liked 11 out of 18, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So that's good, but it's not super outstanding. The Future Lil Wayne dropped Sorry for the Wait 2, and I definitely recommend checking that out. I haven't listened to it, but I did download it. So is this album social? I'm gonna give it a 6.5 social, just because there are songs for women, and there are some trendy songs from 2009, but there just isn't anything that is going to knock people's socks off. You have to kind of like Lil Wayne to do it, so this is not the introduction to him. And, some bad trends that he picked up on, like the Black Eyed Peas and some of the Soulja Boy type songs, just didn't really fit him that well. And then there were songs like Banned from TV and I'm Good and Poker Face that just really kind of slowed the project down. And, so I guess I'll even give it like a 6.5. I'll give it like a six. I'm not even gonna give it a 6.5. I'm gonna give it a 6 social, just because as good as he is, it's not as universal this time. It really is just for people that were waiting all year for this record, and that dwindled every since year. But that's just what it is. So can it be top? Yes, but he's still a good lyricist, and these beats, even though they're not the best, he didn't slip. So it's tricky to describe. I just was expecting something better, but the beats that he picked are they're capable of being listened to. So I don't know. I could probably talk about this for like the next 10 minutes trying to describe the style that I'm trying to say, the complaint. So just take my word that the beats are good, but they're not spectacular. All right, I give this album. I don't even remember what I gave it. I guess I gave it a 7, and a 6 social. Subscribe for more fun.